All right, everybody, welcome back to the second episode of New Wave Media. I am George Padilla, your host, and I'm here with Alijah.
What's up?
My co-host.
I'm the co-host.
All right, let's do it. So today is a brand new episode. It's Monday. Everybody, welcome to the new week.
Yeah, well, more importantly, George, it is your birthday today.
As of where it's not on Monday, we're actually recording this on Sunday. But yes, you're right. It is my birthday.
Happy birthday, George.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
I'm saying happy birthday on behalf of myself and of the entire New Wave Media audience.
All right. Thank you.
I'm a big part of that audience.
It's just the both of us. I mean,
pretty much.
Nobody watches us.
Hey, so what'd you do today? What'd you do to celebrate your B-Day?
Honestly, I woke up pretty late.
Good.
Woke up around 10:30, maybe 11.
Nice.
Got some breakfast ready. Had some avocado toast with some avocado toast. Yeah, avocado on the toast with tomatoes, eggs, and a little bit of pepper.
Nice.
It was delicious. Oh, and some ketchup. Can't go without
you put ketchup
ketchup
on your toast?
Absolutely. It's on the eggs, not on the toast.
All right. Please let us know in the comments if you're judging George like I am moving forward.
All right. Let's do this.
Nice. And then?
And then after that, that was just today, huh?
Yeah, that was your birthday today.
I've done nothing.
Cool.
What else did I do? Oh, we meal prepped.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we meal prepped for the entire week, and that was pretty much it. Took a nap.
Yeah.
Was on TikTok for like 6 hours.
Nice.
Not really, but a couple of hours. Took a big old nap, and then you hit me up. You're like, hey, I'm on my way. I'm like, all right, let me know because I'm going to get ready for this podcast, and that's it.
And here we are.
Here we are. It's been a pretty chill, relaxed Sunday.
Good.
Just a normal Sunday.
Just normal Sunday. Lazy Sunday.
So
nice.
That's kind of what's been going on in my life.
So when I have a birthday,
yes,
I like to reflect a little bit on what the last year has looked like, what I've accomplished, what I'm proud of, and then I also like to look forward a little bit into the next year.
Okay.
Into your next trip around the sun.
Yeah, man.
So tell me, first of all, how old are you?
I am officially 30 years old.
Woo!
I know, right?
It's all downhill from here, dude.
Now I can use these tracks. Although the laugh track's not in there anymore. But
sorry, Chris. So in your 30th year,
yes.
So you just went through your 30th rotation around the sun. What are you proud of? What are the top 3 things that you're proud of accomplishing over the last year?
Over the last year, I'm very proud of the. I think one of the biggest things I'm proud of in the last year was being able to go. I'd say 90% full-time photography. I do substitute teach, but to be honest, I'm doing it because there's nothing during the week. Things happen on the weekends. Yeah. Plus, it's slow season, but it's allowed me to go full time.
Yeah.
So that's one of my biggest accomplishments, I think, and successes that I'm proud of.
That's awesome.
2, of course, I can't say, I can't be successful without my wife. So I really want to say, thank you to my wife. She's very supportive. We're there for each other, and without her, I feel like I wouldn't be where I'm at.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So then my third thing that I'm very proud of or accomplished, I would say look in the future and know that I'm going to be okay financially. Yeah. Because when you're when you're in the creative space, you're working. I mean, you're basically a contractor.
Right.
You're not going to be getting your 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. So I think one of the accomplishments is being able to look forward to these things I've already locked down on my calendar, and know that things are going to be okay.
That's awesome.
So I think that's kind of the gist of it.
That's great. That's a good top 3.
Yeah, thank you.
So looking forward, speaking of looking forward, what are you hoping to accomplish in your 31st rotation around the sun?
During my 31st rotation around the sun, that's kind of neat. I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
So during my 31st rotation, I'm looking forward to more success, not only for me, but those around me.
Yeah.
I think a big part of being successful is being able to bring everybody else around you with you.
Yeah.
And one of the things kind of that helps me understand that is because one of my previous jobs, I was assistant manager for the company, and my manager, actually I don't even think it was my manager. It was like was like the CEO of the company or something, but they came in and they're like, hey, make sure, you're doing a great job. You have a bright future, blah, blah, blah with the company. And then they said, make sure that you teach everybody everything so that they can take your job and then you can move forward. I was like, oh, that's a really good way to think about it. Because a lot of, growing up was like, oh, I don't want to teach these people what I know because then they're just going to take over my job.
Right.
But like, you need to change that mindset and be like, no, like I want to teach you everything I know. That way I can move forward and you can replace me.
Right.
And you can also come with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Raising up the people around you.
So that's kind of how I look at it. And I think that's one of the things to look forward to is just, being able to do that. And then 2, I want to make one goal for me is to create a brand and, somehow bring in more opportunities. Yeah. And expand the business.
Yeah, like diversify what you're doing a little bit.
Yeah, and then the community that we're trying to build, and then with that comes I want a little hub where people can go and meet, whether it's a studio or whether it's like I have no idea, but I want that in the future.
Yeah. Something you can use to create to foster community.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then from there, I still want to photograph weddings. That's kind of what I'm still into. But with that being said, there's a couple of future projects in the works. So that may slow down a little bit, and that's okay. But it'll open up more doors and hopefully create other outlets.
Changing stuff up a little bit.
Yeah, and that's always good. You don't want to be too comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to the next year. I'm looking forward to...
And you're coming along with me.
I'm here with you. I'm here with you. And, building the brand and building the community is a big priority to me too. So, I'm here to support that.
Since we're in that topic of, well, the reason we're there is because it's my birthday and it's the 31st, whatever, or 30th around the sun. I want to know about, moving forward from today in a year from your perspective. What would you like,
Oh, no, we're not talking about that. That's not my birthday.
I know that, but it's still like, I know we talked about it in the beginning of the last podcast we had because that was the new year,
Right. Well, right now, big focus for sure is this podcast and building this community. I think that, you and I have gone through a whole lot of different rounds of trying to figure out, like, how do we create something where we can bring other people along with us, and how do we create something that can bring some value to other people around us?
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about that opportunity, moving forward with this. I think that, getting started, it's going to be a little bit clunky. We're trying to figure this out. We're trying to make it smooth. We're trying to make it high quality. We're trying to make it as good as we can. But, we got to create a little bit of momentum. And I think that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. I agree with you.
But I'm super excited about this. I'm super excited. I just got home from a weekend in Seattle. I rode a bus up. I rode a bus home. I got off the bus, I went home, I packed my bag, and I came straight here because this is what I want to do. This is what I've been thinking about all weekend long. So
nice.
This has been, this is a great thing to look forward to every week. And it's also like, I guess kind of moving to kind of roll into, answering your question, but also rolling into the next topic here. One of the things that we want to do, and one of the things that I'm really excited about and want to carry into this year is creating more content around the work that we're already doing, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So we're getting into that busy season. We're getting into, my first wedding event of the season is this upcoming weekend. I know you've got one this upcoming weekend, and it's pretty consistent moving forward from there. I'm pretty sure every weekend except maybe one in May. Yeah. I'm weekends for sure. Yeah. And we're camping and mountain biking on that weekend.
We are.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's it. May.
That's why.
What is it? The 18th, I think, 19th,
19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd.
That weekend. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's exactly.
Yep. So, so we've got wedding stuff coming up. We both have sessions still coming up. We've got food shoots. We've got family shoots. I have a branding session on Tuesday that I'm doing, a 2-hour session with this guy that's starting a business.
That's awesome.
And so one of the cool things that you and I talked about here recently and actually tried to do, but it didn't exactly work out.
Well, let me pause you really quick.
No.
Because we did do it.
Well, we did. Okay, yeah.
We did do it, but accidentally. And that sparked the idea, no? At B Studio?
Okay.
Right?
Well,
is that what you're talking about?
Yes. No, it isn't. But
okay.
So,
anyways.
So
no. So I don't want to interrupt you.
So
there.
what we want to do,
my bad.
What we're talking about here is, yes, I wasn't thinking about that, but yes. So what we want to do is, George and I are going to be tagging along on each other's sessions. And, if I'm shooting a session, George is going to be coming along, shooting video, shooting behind the scenes. I'll be mic'd up. I'm going to be talking about, my process, talking about how I'm working with this client, and try to give, our audience a little bit of a perspective on how we work, and hopefully provide, a little bit of value in that. Yes. So what George is talking about is we had this session. We had a studio session with a model named Miranda. If you follow us on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube,
you can see the behind the scenes.
You can
video
see the behind the scenes video. And so how that kind of came up is George vehemently peer pressured me into coming to this shoot. And originally I was supposed to be shooting stills. We were both going to shoot stills of Miranda and just kind of, flex our creative muscles and play around a little bit. But he brought his cinema camera with him, and I had never really messed around with that too much. And so I played with your cinema camera, and I ended up not shooting any still. I took one still photo. And it was a test shot just to see if my exposure was right.
Oh, with the flash.
Yeah, with the flash. Yeah. And I shot video through that whole entire thing. Yeah. And man, you ended up putting that video together.
Yeah.
So I shot the footage. Well, I shot maybe 85% of the footage in that video.
I only shot like the makeup.
You pretty much,
yeah. You shot everything.
You shot the makeup, and then you shot the parts of it that I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But every other shot in that I shot, and then you put it all together. You put it to this super dope track, and you made this really cool video, and that kind of sparked this idea. But the only difference here is that video is all behind the scenes footage. It's only
because we weren't planning for that,
right? And so moving forward, what we're going to do is same vibe, but a little bit more.
Like let's hear the
dialogue.
Photographer. Let's. What are you saying? How are you guiding your clients through these poses, or tell us what your settings are, things like that.
And it should be interesting too to see the difference in how we both work, because you are a lot more, I would say, hand-holding with your clients. Like you're like, okay, I want you to do this, this, and this. And then you do your thing. And I'm a lot more like kind of free form. Like I offer a little bit of guidance, but I kind of let them do their thing. Unless it's somebody who like really needs help. So it'll be interesting, I think, for us to be able to go back and kind of look at that and kind of critique ourselves and critique each other.
I only know how you work from my perspective. And I know how I work, but I don't know how I work. Does that make sense? Like I need to see myself from a different perspective.
Right. Yeah, that 30,000 foot view, right?
Exactly.
So it'll be cool. It'll be cool for us to be able to look at that for ourselves, but also look at it for each other. And I think it'll be really cool for
others to see,
other people to see, and even like the models that we work with, other creatives that we work with, being able to kind of take that look at what we do and kind of, maybe take something from it.
I think a big part of it is, one, we're doing this for just being able to teach others kind of how we work with our clients, behind the scenes footage, just bringing this to the table, right?
Yeah.
But also from that, there's going to be times when, for example, this model shoot with Miranda and our makeup artist, and, we were able to give footage to them. Yeah. And they can use it however they want.
And they were stoked about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That was really cool, man. That was a really fun time.
So not only that, but also when we have clients that are family sessions that are, X, Y, and Z, like if there's little snippets of them like holding, the mom and the daughter are holding hands going through the fields, like little snippets of just like putting a little story together for them. Like it doesn't have to be behind the scenes. I think that's like an extra special, like
I think so too.
Hey, they weren't expecting
it's a value
this.
add for our clients as well as for our audience.
Exactly.
So it's great. It's kind of funny. The first time we tried to do this was I had a session at the Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival last Tuesday.
It was on Monday.
Yeah.
I think it was Monday.
It was Monday. Yeah, last Monday.
It was pouring rain.
And so, we were planning I was mic'd. You had the cinema camera with you. And,
Oh, by the way, I still got to see those photos because you shot on the R5 on that one.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing. So we went, I ended up shooting on your R5 instead of my Fuji. Yeah. And that was an experience for sure. I do need to show you those pictures. They're exceedingly average, but it's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. It is one of the only sessions I've ever done for Snapper where I got a 4-star photo quality rating.
What? Wait, for real? They gave you 4 stars?
She gave me 4 stars.
Oh, man.
5 stars for service.
Yeah.
But 4 stars for photo quality. Dang. But it was funny. We showed up and we were planning to make this video. I was going to like walk through my process. I checked with the client to make sure it was cool to do that. And we get there and it's pouring down rain and it's windy.
It was so cold. Like
it was cold as
my
hell.
My hands were legit freezing. Like I needed gloves.
You wore freaking like athletic, like running shoes.
Oh yeah.
And there was like 4 or 5 inch deep puddles there. It was a shit
and
show.
those shoes had holes underneath them.
Yeah.
Like so you can breathe, breathable shoes. And so my feet were soaked, just muddy.
Wet. Yeah. I mean, I was in waterproof shoes and weatherproof pants, and I was covered in mud. I was dry, but I was covered in mud. And then to top all of that off, the client that we were working with, who had driven up in a Sprinter van from Santa Cruz, California, to do this session, they had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and neither one of them was having any part of the shit.
I want to go back in the car.
Yep. So. Needless to say, we didn't really get a whole lot of keeper footage out of that.
No,
so probably no video coming from that one.
No, I don't think so. I did go over the video footage, and one of the things that really kind of screwed us up was, one, we didn't know it was going to rain, and it wasn't going to be that much rain and that cold.
Right.
2, we did mic you up, and I was monitoring the audio. That would have been perfect, but I gave you the 50 millimeter, and I forget that this Canon, the Canon C70, is a super 35 camera.
Right. And you were using which lens?
I was only using the 70 to 200. so then it's really not 70 to 200.
Is that a 1.5 times crop factor?
I think it's 1.65.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's even more, yeah.
Yeah. So
I think I could be wrong.
So you had to stand.
I had to stand far, and I was like, I'm not willing to go way far when it's raining, when it's this bad.
Right.
And the kids didn't even want to be there in one location.
Yeah.
So like, it was just not doable.
Yeah. It was a little rough.
But we did talk too. I was like, oh, maybe I should take the 28 to 70 and give you the 50. And then I was like, no, because I was not expecting the rain.
Right.
I was expecting sunny day, and no.
Yeah.
Terrible idea.
Well, we
learned from that.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Goes to show that we're new. Mm-hmm. We're trying to figure this out. And we learned from that experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And next time, you know what we're going to have? We're going to have the 28 to 70 with us. That's what we're going to
We're going to have the 28 to 70. We're going to have
the 16. Full kit.
You might be able to hear that. Those are jets flying over our house.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty cool. America. Anyway, so yeah, that was a recent shoot of mine that, the pictures came out pretty cute. Mm-hmm. I did what I could in that session, and they were happy with them. She was excited. She was disappointed because the kids didn't really want to participate, but she said, you know what? We'll see you next year. We'll try it again. Yeah. And so, it's cool. We'll have a repeat client out of that. And hopefully next year we can redeem ourselves.
You can get 5 stars.
And maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. You'll be probably using a not Canon.
Yeah, I'll probably
get 5 stars.
I'll use a better camera next time, and I'll get 5 stars.
All right.
But have you had anything exciting recently?
I had I think, what was my last session? I think the last session honestly was our Miranda Beast Studio photo shoot.
Oh, really? Why don't you walk through that with us a little bit?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, you shot some bangers out of that.
Yeah, man. Those were like, if you're listening and you really want to see some of these photos and the behind the scenes footage, the video has some samples of what I took. So I really encourage everybody to go check it out. You can just go to the Instagram and you'll have all the links there. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the Instagram is new.wave.media _. Yeah. And you'll check it out. But, so we originally wanted to do it at Cobalt Studios, but it was, booked.
Yeah.
And, for makeup artists, myself and Miranda, we could only do certain days that works for everybody.
Right.
And one of those days was, I believe, on a Thursday, or like Friday morning.
Yeah.
And so I think we did Thursday, right? I think that's what it was, on a Thursday.
No, I think it was a Friday. It was a Friday. Yeah.
And so we ended up just doing it in a different studio. And this was already pushing it from previous times. Like, we've been trying to book it, and it just hasn't, happened. So we all decided to just pitch in for paying for the studio for 2 hours. And then it was fun. Yeah. I mean, I invited you. Originally, I just wanted you to come hang out, take photos, and like, let's just have fun, right?
Right.
But then that turned into, you're just kind of took over the cinema camera, and that sparked a whole new idea, which I'm really proud of.
Yeah, for sure.
But during the studio, we did, it was mostly like, was it like bikini or like outerwear, or sorry.
She was in like, the first two looks were, I think, like underwear.
Underwear?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then her third look was this like...
Oh, it was that green suit.
It was like a green sweater. And
she said it was from Japan. Skirt. She had gone to Japan or Tokyo. I forget. I mean,
she went to Japan. Yeah. Yeah, for a couple weeks.
Yeah, and I saw her post. She said she got it from Japan. So, we used it, and those came out pretty good too. Mm-hmm. And it was fast. I mean, there was time for makeup.
Yeah.
And then we just shot. Boom, another look, shot, and then boom, the last look. Yeah. And then before you know it, those 2 hours just flew by. It absolutely so fast.
Flew by. But yeah, man, there was some incredible stuff out of that.
Yeah.
It was really cool to shoot it like a new studio too, because we do everything at Cobalt.
Yeah, exactly.
And so shooting at Beast was cool because it's like a natural light studio.
Yeah, it is.
Which was amazing.
I've never shot at any. I mean, I've probably shot at one other studio.
Yeah.
At night, but I've never really shot at a daylight studio, which was super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It had.
So I feel like that was more of my natural element.
Yeah.
Just because I mostly do natural lighting.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And we took the strobes and we set up the strobes and we did all of our testing and got our settings dialed in, got our flashes set up, got everything on the right channels. Yeah. And then we pushed the flashes to the side and shot everything natural light. Yeah. So it was.
We maybe what we did was what is it, the V flats, and that's about it.
We used a V flat for the
third look.
For the third look.
The green jumpsuit.
Yeah, for like 10 minutes. Yeah. I think it was a sweater and a skirt.
A long skirt then.
Yeah, it was a long skirt.
Was it?
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure there were pants.
Were they pants? I don't know.
I gotta look at the. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
He's gonna fact check me. So Beast was dope. I would love to shoot there again. It's located inside of the Pickle Factory off of Columbia in Northeast Portland. If anybody is that a skirt?
Yeah, it's just a one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it one? Right. No, is it one piece?
Yeah, it's definitely a one piece.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess so. Okay. So it's a dress.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Beast Studio. Check them out on Instagram. It's at Beast Daylight. Super affordable studio, super cool space, very well equipped, but also very minimalist.
Very. They also have these garage doors on the second story, right?
Yeah.
That open up, which is super cool. You can't go outside of them, but it's a really cool look.
All the windows are rolling garage doors, so you can open up all the doors if you want. The south-facing windows, we were getting a bunch of sunlight into the south-facing windows, and we got some really cool like patterns on the ground.
I really like that look.
We used for on Miranda, which was pretty cool. So yeah, super cool. Check out Beast. But on the topic of studios, you know, we've talked about, you know, we shot at Beast, which is new for both of us. We talked about, we shoot at Cobalt a lot. We're both very involved in Cobalt. What is your experience kind of messing around with like studio stuff, like even at, you know, DIY or like in your home or whatever, like where did that start for you?
For me, I've always been natural light. I've always liked, one, it's easier for anybody to do natural light, right?
Right.
So I was always afraid of going into the studio and getting some of that, like playing around with lighting, you know, doing all that stuff. And I think one of the first times I ever did a studio shoot was back in California. I want to say it was inside of my apartment, and it wasn't like a actual studio. Like I had like one strobe, and it wasn't even like a, you know, 600 watt or anything. Right. It's like those little, you know, speed lights.
Okay.
And that was my attempt at studio.
Yeah.
And you know that if you do that route, it's pretty much very like, it's very complicated because you only have the one tiny light.
Yeah.
No softbox. No.
Oh, you didn't even have a softbox?
No, nothing.
No modifiers?
I only bounced it or, you know, whatever I could do. And so like that really just kind of, that's not for me.
Right.
Up until I got to Portland, and then I started to, I want to say almost a year ago or a little more than a year ago now, I was introduced to Cobalt Studios from our friend Victor, who has a friend. His name is Sina. And on one of our previous podcasts, our very first one, he was actually one of the people we interviewed.
Yeah.
So then he's like, hey, you know, you guys should check out Cobalt. We went to Cobalt, and that was the first time I ever did like a proper, real, legit studio. Okay. And I had such a blast. Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah. So then after that, I ended up turning my, what's it called? My actual home studio now into a studio. Although I never used it
it was like your office space.
Yeah, my office space is now a studio. Like I had backdrops, I had the lights and everything. And I only ever did one photo shoot in here. And it was a studio session. She was, I forget what kind of style it was, but
it was kind of like a boudoir.
It was a boudoir style. Yeah, you remember that one? So we did that in here, and I had so much fun with it. Yeah. And then even after that, I would do like product stuff or just mess around with like B-roll and just little things to kind of get used to it. But then eventually I got the opportunity to start working over at Cobalt. Yeah. You know, I started getting into that, and with that I had access to Cobalt. Yeah. So then I went to the workshops. I started doing my own thing with clients, going there, models, and I find it still, for me, I'm still new to it, but I find it that there's like certain lighting styles that I'll go to because I know what to do with that now. Right. But it's not your like average, you know, like white wall. That's kind of the more popular one, but
yeah, the 3-point lighting. With
the exactly. So like I can do a little more than that. Yeah. But I'm still new compared to all these other photographers who I'm like, man, there's
some people at Cobalt that are incredible, and some of the stuff they do is just wild.
But yeah, exactly. So I mean, when we've met a lot of photographers there, a lot of talent, and that's kind of my journey into the studio world. Tell me a little bit about you. I know you have a background with that. So.
Man, I have a long story of messing around with studio stuff. I think, you know, I'll try to keep it as short as I can, but my introduction really to messing around with a studio, it was about 10 years ago. I was hanging out. I used to smoke a lot of hookah, and I would, in the cold months, I would hang out. In the house I was living in, we had a detached garage in the backyard, and I would hang out in the garage. I had a couch out there, and I would hang out in that garage,
smoke hookah.
Yeah, and you know, I would have people over a lot, and back then a lot of the people I hung out with dabbled in photography. Yeah, back then I was really dabbling. I wasn't doing anything professional, and the guy I was living with is one of the people that really got me into photography, and I was talking to him about like studio stuff and like how I was interested in learning, but like the barrier to entry is really high. And man, got a wild hair one day and decided to mess around, and we found some like basically like shop lights. They were these like, it was like a fluorescent light bulb.
Oh
in
yeah,
like
superheated
in like a metal dome.
Yeah.
And they were on a clamp, and we like would clamp them up in spots in the garage, and then put like white tissue paper over them to diffuse them.
Yeah.
And hung up like a black blanket over the just kind of off of one of the rafters in the garage, and we shot a bunch of really cool portraits of a couple of my friends smoking and doing like smoke tricks and stuff, but like with but I shot them all in black and white.
Oh, okay.
So it was a totally black background, white smoke coming out, and it was just like
awesome.
I was like, holy shit, these are cool. I was trying to find them earlier to show them to you, but I don't know where they are. And so that was kind of like my intro, was really just like playing with these clamp shop lights in my garage and just like creating stuff. Not too long after that, I got involved in the vape scene. I got involved in, I was social media managing for some companies in that scene. And so I started doing product photography. And so I set up like in that same garage, I set up like white foam core, created like a little seamless setup, used the same shop lights with the same diffusion, and was taking like product photos of like glass bottles and like all these different things, and just taught myself that. Fast forward a little bit as I get more involved with these companies and they start to grow. They got an office space where I had an office of my own. We had, basically we had like 2 units side by side in like a business park, and we had the bottom floor and the top floor. Well, we had the bottom floor on one side and the top floor on both sides. And half of that top floor was my office and like kind of a meeting space.
Okay.
And in that meeting space, I set up a backdrop and I set up some continuous lights that were just cheapo continuous lights that I bought. And that was my studio. I had models come in there. I did model shoots with like, they made apparel. So we would do like apparel shoots with the models, all kinds of stuff just with continuous lighting. And that kind of spiraled me into trying off-camera flash, which originally was also with speed lights. I got like a set of like 5 newer. I think it's newer. Yeah,
but actually, this here is newer.
Yeah.
This, light.
So I had 5 of their speed lights, and I just started messing around, syncing them up, because you could set them up as master and slave, and fire all of them at once. And I would take those all around town and just try different stuff out.
Dang.
Back then I was doing a lot of photography at night.
I seen some of your work at night.
Yeah. So I would do, there was one day, the one thing that really stands out to me was there was one night where it was snowing. And back then, like I said, I shot a lot at night in urban settings. And I had this thing where I would put people in different masks and take just kind of like creepy photos of them. And I had this friend in this like LED, like the mask lit up with LEDs. And so he put that mask on and he was wearing all black. And so his mask just really popped.
Yeah.
And it was snowing and I fired the light from like behind
I think
him
you've
to
shown me
light up
this
the
before.
snow.
Yeah.
And that was like my first like, holy shit, this is really cool off-camera flash shot.
Yeah.
And after that, after I stopped working with those companies, dude, I pretty much didn't touch off-camera flash. With the exception of like product photography. I did a lot of product photography after that. But I barely touched it until I started coming back to Cobalt. Well, really until I started shooting with you. We would play around a little bit. And then I came to Cobalt.
Yeah.
And now that I'm at Cobalt, I feel like, I started going to Cobalt in like November. So 7 months ago or so.
Okay.
And I feel like way more confident. Like I feel like I've done 4.
You've done many sessions.
Yeah,
there.
I've done 4 or 5 different sessions.
The last one I went with you was I think the Christmas one, right?
Valentine's.
Oh, Valentine's.
Yeah,
you're right. I forgot.
Yeah,
about
we
that
did
one.
Valentine's where I had 2 different sets. Set
there
up.
was 2 different. I mean, technically 3, but we didn't really use the black.
Oh, that's right.
Backdrop.
We did have 3. Yeah, I didn't use that at all.
Yeah.
But so yeah, no, I'm comfortable to a point at Cobalt where I can set up multiple backdrops, multiple lighting setups, and just kind of get what I want. But now I'm in this space where, and I I haven't really done anything in studio in a while, but I feel like I'm in this space now where I want to start playing with a little bit more creative lighting setups. More creative lighting and more like atmospheric stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's kind of, I think.
I mean, the tools are there.
Oh, yeah.
There's the, what is that called?
Smoke machine?
The smoke machine is there. Which, by the way, there's this video I posted not too long ago on my story. And basically, you put a bunch of holes in the cardboard, and then you put the smoke through it. I want to do that so bad.
Let's do it.
But anyways, the tools are there. We've got those spotlights. You've got the... I don't know what they're called, but you can basically change the background of those spotlights.
The optical spot.
Yeah, there we go. Optical spots. I think that's very powerful to use.
We definitely, it's been a long time since we've gone to the studio and played around. Maybe that's something we should do for our audience. Maybe we should go and try to teach ourselves something in studio and record it. Make a video out of it. But yeah, I think, studio was like a really exciting thing for both of us for a while, and we've kind of gotten sidetracked doing other stuff and haven't really been in the studio lately, but I miss it, man. It's
also, wedding season's coming up. So we've been focusing on doing that whole thing, but also we've got other things that are kind of, exercising our brains and really, like, for example, biking is one of them. Right. Like, we also need that downtime.
And our bodies.
Yeah. We need that downtime. We can't just burn ourselves out. Not that we are burnt out.
Right.
But we don't want to get to that point, you know?
Yeah. I think I'm just realizing in this conversation that I want to go to Cobalt and play around. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been.
We both, for those of you that don't know us personally, we both work for Cobalt Studios, and so we shoot there, we're there. Often. But
we're not the ones shooting.
We don't shoot there very often. So, we should book some time and get.
I think so too. You know who hit me up is Chris. When I posted that video.
Yeah, shout out to Chris, by the way.
Yeah, Chris.
Chris is the GOAT.
He is #1 fan.
Yeah, he is our number.
He's on the Discord. He was the first one to join. Which, by the way, we need to mention that towards the end. But the Discord community. But yeah, I posted that video that I just told you about with the holes on the cardboard, and he hit me up right away, and he's like, "Oh, I'll model for you. Yeah, I want to do this.
Let's do it. Let's set it up."
So I'm thinking maybe we can get one or two other people to go with us. Yeah, models.
Yeah, get a couple models and
then we can. I would love to make a video out of that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Whether or not it turns out the best or not, I would love to show the audience, what did we do wrong, or what did we do wrong?
What did we learn through the process? That's what happens. And every time we're ever in the studios, we try something and it doesn't work, and then we fix it and it works. And let's document that. Let's do it.
We should totally do it. Okay. And so just to put it out to the world, we've already brought this up a couple of times, shooting behind the scenes, going to each other's, of course, if we're both, if one of us is free, then we'll tag along, because we do have our own weddings. We do have our own, and they fall on the same day sometimes. But to establish it, put it out to the world and make it official, we're going to be bringing some video footage and content to not only YouTube, but TikTok, our Instagram.
Every platform. Except for Facebook.
Facebook, who uses Facebook?
I guess if we get enough interest in a Facebook group or something like that, we could put that together. But I think that really the focus is Discord. I think that the future of community online is Discord.
I agree.
And I think that's really where we want to be. But
I agree. And not too many people have joined just yet, but as soon as we have 10 people, we'll get that photo of the week started. Yeah. But we have, 5 people so far, maybe?
I think we have, including us, I think we're at 8.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So we're not too far.
And we haven't been pushing it all that hard. So,
you're
going to hear about it, y'all. You are going to hear about it every single episode. Join the Discord. The link is in the bio on the Instagram. It'll also be in the show notes.
You watching this right now.
You right there.
You.
Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing.
Click the link down below. Well, there's no
Join the Discord.
Yeah.
Join the Discord. There will be a link below on YouTube where this video's at.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you who can see my finger pointed at you, you join the Discord.
You're doing it to me? All right. You. So, actually, this is our very first episode on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're actually recording the whole thing. It's going to be up on YouTube. Maybe you're watching this on YouTube. I don't know.
I hope you are.
But yeah, we would love I personally would love people, if you guys want to hear something, learn about anything.
Yeah.
Send it over. We'd love to talk about it. We'd love to put it into existence, send it out to the world.
We are constantly talking about what should we talk about on the podcast. So if we have a listener that wants to pick our brain about something, has a question about something, wants our opinion on something, whatever it is. I know it's pretty early. We don't have a ton of listeners, but as we move forward, like, please don't be shy. We love to hear from people.
Absolutely.
We love the feedback. So let us know.
With that, I wanted to mention that every Monday is going to be the podcast. That every Monday it will be out to the public.
Yes.
That is the goal. I would love to have like a 12 at noon every Monday, but right now it's kind of like every Monday, not sure what time because we're trying to figure this out.
So the best thing you can do is subscribe to, particularly on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, smash that like button.
If that's something you're into.
If that's what you're into. But also, follow us on Instagram. Every time we post something to the podcast, every time there's a new podcast, every time there's a new video, we'll post it on the Instagram. Same with, subscribe on Spotify, subscribe on Apple Podcasts.
It's on Amazon as well.
Whatever you listen to podcasts with, we're there. We're available. Subscribe to that. You'll get the notification when it uploads.
Yeah.
And you can be in the know. You can be here.
Join the community.
Yeah. Get along on this journey with us because this is the very beginning and it's about to be lit.
I can't wait to uncover and show off to the world what we've been working on. Oh, man, I can't even talk.
Y'all don't even know.
So when the time comes, you'll know.
You'll know.
You'll definitely know.
You will know, but you don't know.
So
I think it's about time. I think we've been through everything. So
it's a 45-minute long episode. So
all right. So birthday boy, tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah. So
you, not us.
Me specifically, GeorgePadillaPhotography.com.
Boom.
That's it. That's my main website. That is my wedding website specific. However, if you want to learn more and get into the Instagram, Spotify's, and everything else, you just basically go to GeorgePadillaPhotography.com/links.
Boom.
And that's it.
Yeah. For me, you can find me at alloveimages.com. ALLOVE. 2 L's, not 3. 2 L's. ALLOVE.com. And if you want all of my links, if you want a link to the Discord, links to our podcast on Spotify and on Apple Music, you can find those at alloveimages.com/bio. Boom.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Good night.
We should have like a closing quote.
We should. Let's, how about this? Thank you for listening. Good night.
Good night.